Next call is Gulf Shore, Alabama. Thanks for waiting. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, C-SPAN. Judicial activism is what prompts me to call. I fully agree that the activism has been on both sides, but what's surprising to me is that the good professor here decides in his wisdom that the liberal activism is great, is good. In fact, I was listening to him driving one day on NPR, and he was boasting that there's nothing wrong with liberal activism. Only the conservatives are evil people. And, he puts the hat of this academia and inject politics. This is the attitude that they have. Let me tell you about, on C-SPAN, I was watching Ruth Bader Ginsburg. This was like 3 years ago, giving a speech, and she says, I was a feminist yesterday, I'm a feminist today, and I will always remain feminist tomorrow. Now imagine being in front of her, arguing things that the feminists don't like.
Your response?
Yeah, there's an old song by a rock group called The Animals called Please Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood, and I do not believe that conservatives are evil people. I think that's a preposterous view, and any sensible person has at least some positions that are both liberal and conservative, so I don't believe that, never said that, nor do I believe that liberal activism is good and conservative activism is bad. That would be an odd position to hold. We do have to define activism to figure out whether it's good or not, and I have a neutral definition for you. And the neutral definition is activism occurs when the Supreme Court strikes down the acts of the democratically elected branches of government. That's what activism is. Now that doesn't mean activism is bad or good. The advantage of this definition is that it's neutral. So then we can identify activism when it occurs on the left and the right, and then bring to bear our understanding of good behavior under the Constitution to evaluate activism, left-wing or right-wing. When the court struck down racial segregation, that was activist in the sense that I mean, but that was correct and desirable. When the Supreme Court struck down a provision of the Violence Against Women Act, as it did not long ago, that was activism, and in my view that was incorrect and undesirable.